Hi there, friends. Good to see you. Welcome. Right. So there are certain steps and stages to burnout. And I'd like to sort of address that in this particular session. Because a lot of the time we don't know, right? We have no awareness of where we are on the burnout scale. And when I landed up in hospital for burnout, I was in disbelief. I didn't believe that it was burnout. I didn't believe it was stress. But it was. All right, so if we have a look at this bell curve, we can see that a little bit of stress is actually good. It's called eustress. It puts us into that optimal performance zone where we are faster and stronger. You know, the crowd's cheering, or you're standing up in front of, giving a presentation or a public talk and you're just nailing it. That's really the optimal zone. But in the red zone is chronic stress. That's where you're standing up and you freeze. You can't find your voice. You're exhausted, you're panicked, you're angry, you're burnt out. And that is a prolonged state of stress. It's not that good short burst of stress. It's chronic stress. It just goes on and on and on, and often without a break, with no sleep. Diet has affected everything, right? So that is a cause of concern. Where are you? Having a look at this U-shaped curve, can you kind of plot maybe where you are on the stress curve? That's really helpful. Interestingly enough, they say that when we are in the chronic stress state, if you have a look at this experiment that was done, we look on the left side, there's a happy face. On the right side, there's a sad face, or you could say angry face. And in the middle is an ambiguous face, which means neutral. But if you are in the chronic stress state of fight, flight, freeze, the research tells us that the ambiguous face appears angry or sad. Okay? So your perception is colored. You don't see reality properly because of your stressed state. You're in that sympathetic nervous system state where everything looks like a threat. My cat got bit by a dog, and that cat was my ex-wife's favorite cat, sit on her lap every day. But when my ex-wife went to go and hold her, she bit her. She bit my ex-wife on the hand. I had to take her to the hospital. So why would that cat that loves her so much bite her? It's because it can't recognize friend or enemy in that moment. It's just chronically triggered. Okay, so that's quite an extreme example, but I kind of like to use it. Okay, so here are the 12 stages of burnout. The first stage, as you can see here, is to prove oneself. All right, you want to show everybody that you can do it, that you are productive, you are capable, you're smart. And often it's low self-worth that fuels this. It's that feeling that we're not good enough, so we try harder. And that's point number two, the next stage of burnout, which is working harder. You work harder, it's weekends, working into the night, never taking breaks. And then step three, you neglect your needs. Certain needs, you need certain things like taking a break, like life balance, work-life balance, that kind of thing starts to get uneven. When that happens, there's this conflict. You start to feel that everyone around you is causing the problem, that they are bad, that they, just not being nice, etc. So there's this conflict that actually happens in your mind. This is really in your mind. Okay, then number 5 is values displacement. You stop giving up on things that you value, right? So let's say you love to go to the gym and you value exercise, then you stop doing that. Or I've even seen vegetarians start eating meat, right? Because, or junk food. Like people that really eat well start eating junk food because they just don't have time. They're just overwhelmed. Okay, so our values start to change. And then we have this number 6, this denial of problems that are emerging, addiction problems. Maybe we're drinking, we're taking drugs, things to help us sleep, things to keep us awake. And there are problems with relationships, maybe with your family, with your husband, wife, etc. And then stage 7 is we start to withdraw. We isolate ourselves. We don't want to see people. We withdraw even from our colleagues and our team. And then 8, we have this sort of behavioral change where we do have conflict. We argue, we fight. There is aggression. There's collapse. There's no collaboration. We start behaving in a different way. People don't know us anymore. We don't even know ourselves anymore. And that then leads to number 9, which is depersonalization, because we actually don't know who we are. We're not the same person, all right? And then number 10, stage 10 is inner emptiness. There's nothing that we do can make us feel good or happy. So we try to up our pleasure, which boosts our dopamine sort of in a bad way. And then we just feel more and more empty inside. 11, we move into a state of depression. And then 12 is burnout syndrome, where we are actually having adrenal failure. We land up in hospital, massive amounts of cortisol buildup. And this is the place you don't want to be, okay? Because from there on, more serious mental problems like schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, etc., okay, even substance abuse. Right, okay, so now we've looked at those stages of burnout. Not a pretty picture, but we had to address it anyway. Thanks for watching this one. We're going to move into our next session, and where we're going to be looking at it's okay to not be